Good afternoon to you. Mark Sept, HurricaneTrack.com here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for Sunday the 8th of September, 2013. Nothing going on in the western part of the Atlantic Basin to be concerned with today. This whole area over here, free and clear, no problems, nothing in the Caribbean Sea. This is the leftovers of Gabrielle. Might bring some inclement weather to Bermuda over the next few days as the energy from this kind of getting stretched out and sheared as a front, and a big trough still hangs back over the northwest Atlantic. This system, 91L, that's the investigation number, Invest 91L we call it, well on its way to becoming a tropical cyclone, 70% chance over the next couple of days, and I think 80 or 90% chance over the next 5 days. This is pretty much a shoo-in to become a tropical storm and probably a hurricane, but instead of coming across like this and having everybody over here up in arms as to what's going to happen with it, right off the bat, this looks like it's just going to go up and away out to sea. Very interesting. Let's take a look at a satellite shot of it. It's a couple hours old. You don't get a lot of updated satellite shots this far east because it's out of the GOES 13 satellite range. It only has a certain area of the globe that it can look at. So we rely on this one from the Meteosat 9. But you can see very well defined structure to this system on its way to becoming a tropical cyclone. These are the Cape Verde Islands. They are going to have quite a bit of nasty weather over the next couple of days. Now here's the GFS right off the presses here, the 12Z run. Notice the system right here. This is the initial map. And so here's our system here, weak little area of low pressure over here, the leftovers of Gabrielle here, and then watch what happens over in this part of the Bay of Campeche over the next 5 days. I'm going to play the animation, and here's our system, 91L, and then look at that. Instead of coming west, it turns to the north. Pretty remarkable. You usually don't see them do that. Show you once more. Westward for a little bit, and then it's like it hits a brick wall, and up it goes towards the north. And then over here in the Bay of Campeche, another area of low pressure tries to develop from this unsettled weather that has been across this region for a while now. Look at this, near days 4 and 5, perhaps another tropical storm forming there. That area has been pretty active this season. And then you see really not much coming out of what was left over of Gabrielle over the next few days, so really nothing to worry about. Now, why is this trying to move up to the north like that? Well, basically there's a lack of deep layer ridging sitting out here, pretty good surface high, but the air basically isn't thick enough in the atmosphere. You don't have this big mountain of air standing in the way of this, so it's able to just kind of float out and go away. Now there's some modeling that suggests as it weakens that it could get caught back in the trade winds and head back towards the southwest a little bit. We'll wait and see. The Euro was showing that a little bit. I think typically once these things escape out to that far north and east that early, you never see them again. So things are generally quiet in terms of any impacts to land, which is great news. I do think that 91L will become a hurricane and might even prevent us from breaking the record of the longest that it took to get to the first hurricane of the season, which, meteorologically speaking, technical terms, if we don't get our first hurricane by 8 a.m., 12Z, on September the 11th, then that'll be the longest we've ever gone in the modern satellite era without a hurricane. And I do believe, though, that 91L will be a hurricane, and it might even do so before Wednesday morning. We'll see. So we wouldn't break the record. Everything else is nice and calm. Nothing anywhere in the entire Pacific Ocean to worry about. Much less off the coast of Mexico. Things are calming down. Now it's the Atlantic's turn to be busy. We're just not seeing anything with any significant impacts to large population centers, although 91L will bring quite a bit of rain and squally weather to the Cape Verde Islands. That's just not a huge population center. People live there, of course, but we're not talking about anything threatening even the Caribbean islands. So it's a very calm, almost peak of the hurricane season. All right, well, you're caught up on everything going on in the tropics. Again, I am Mark Sept, HurricaneTrack.com, my website. Always an honor and a privilege to produce these videos for you to take advantage of. on Hurricane Pro and HD. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I'll be back with more info for you tomorrow.